and today's all about banging it into shape. That's the
there you go. Look for that, folks, on Luke's social media.
I've already written it down in the.
Yeah, I know. I look forward to it.
No, it's in the show notes actually already.
Great, very good.
At the moment, absolutely, my shape needs a lot of banging to get it into shape.
Who said that? Sorry.
Ken Murray.
Did he? Yeah. No, and Ken, I can empathise with you as well. So I don't know why, but as the weather has cooled, my ice cream consumption's gone through the roof. So anyway, well, it works. It works beautifully. That's how it works, Luke. So
counterintuitive with the weather.
Absolutely, rises and falls.
Oh, yeah, funny. All right, what else do we need to get a bang into shape today? It's about our third item is about patience, the long game, progress over perfection. Tony, I know you speak about a lot of these things, and it goes back to what I was saying earlier about things can wait. Things can wait. Like that doesn't matter. Like, are you going to remember these moments or what you forgot to do or you didn't do in a year's time or 5 years' time?
Yeah, well, Gary Vee talks about, and I'm wearing his sneakers as we speak, the great man, but he talks about, micro action, macro patience. And so don't be patient as in right now, like do stuff today, do things today, write stuff down, take steps. The way you beat overwhelm is you just take one bite at a time, you work your way through it. So it's micro action. But the patience for the outcome, the patience for the result, the patience for, you're in property, I'm in property, it's a long game. It's not an instantaneous thing. And so it's a case of be patient for the outcome. But no, I said it earlier on in the show, control what it is that you can control. Figure out what the things that you need to do and just do those things. And then just start off small. Start off with doing one. Start off with making one phone call. Start off with putting one offer in. Start off with having one employee conversation or a sales conversation, whatever it might be. Just do one thing. Reward yourself. Pat yourself on the back. As humans, we love positive reinforcement. We love it. We love to do something and get a reward for it. So, but here's the thing. We tend to let outside or external sources provide us with that reward. And when they don't provide us with that reward, we feel like shit. Instead, set up your own reward system. Like do a thing, go, you know what? Pat yourself on the back. That's pretty damn cool. Take yourself off to your local coffee shop. Walk around the block. Whatever it might be. Watch your favourite episode of Seinfeld. Whatever it might be, your thing. You can buy a new car. I mean, obviously, you want to get these rewards proportionate. If your goal is to make one phone call, that's a lot of cutting new cars, right? But it's about building up. What I'm doing here is just saying at the start to get people out of overwhelm. It's do some small things and have your rewards proportionate to the thing that you've done. Now, doesn't mean that down the track, absolutely, you can't build a new car, a new house, a new boat, a holiday, whatever it might be. But it's a case of getting some momentum to move forward.
So what we've got to really talk about, Tony, is the flip side of that. Like we're talking about how you can improve yourself. But think about in terms of everyone that's out there, what does overwhelm then do to you? And that layer of overwhelm or the layers of overwhelm can actually then deepen to anxiety, to depression, and then thoughts of, suicide. Well, I'm going, super extreme.
No, I understand.
What we want to do is think about what is, that is kind of like how deep you can actually get this. So the more you think about what steps you can take now, the less a chance that you go in deep and prevent some of these issues from really rearing their head to the surface.
Yeah, a lot of people, unfortunately, and this is where drug abuse, alcohol abuse comes from. It doesn't come from, but partly it might be because it helps me get rid of the fact or the thoughts that I'm thinking about this thing that are overwhelming me, right? And so what I'm going to do instead, I'm going to go and hit the bottle, and that's going to help me for tonight. It doesn't help you tomorrow, but it's going to help me for tonight. So you might, drugs or alcohol or whatever it might be. The thing with overwhelm is that you've got to start by doing one thing, because the thing is, if you go and have a distraction to take your mind off things, to forget about the overwhelm, the things that caused you overwhelm today are still going to be there tomorrow. It's the old saying of, you're burying your head in the sand. Like when you pop your head back up, all the stuff's still around you. You've got to take steps break it down and just take one step. That's it. Don't compare yourself to other people who are so much further down the road than where you are. Just one step reward. That's how you get your way moving forward. But yeah, sadly, Luke, I see it all the time with people who want to avoid doing the things that they know they should be doing, and they avoid it by having all sorts of substances to take their mind off things.
Well, it goes back to a little bit of like that instant gratification. I guess when you get those addictions, it's like you're escaping something from your life, but it is instant.
Yeah.
Then you go back, like you said, once you lift your head out of the sand, all those issues are still there. So it's that instant gratification, or that hit of escape.
Dopamine. Yeah, correct. Yep.
But again, those things are still there, which is really important for us to realize for ourselves. So what is that one step and reward that can take you then closer to avoiding the overwhelm and minimizing the overwhelm at first, then hopefully avoiding the overwhelm, down the track as well. Even with the whole idea of overwhelm, remember, play the patience game, play the long game around it. It's not something you can just turn off like that.
Correct. Write it down. So it's write it down. Get it out of your head. Get it on paper. Prioritize what's in front of you. Create a plan and just do one thing. If you do one thing today, one more than you did yesterday, that's called progress. You might just think to yourself, but there's only one thing, Tony, but it's called progress, right? And so if you do that much today and that much tomorrow and that much and that and so on over the period of a month, 2 months, whatever, you've actually shifted this much. And then if you take that approach out to 6 months and a year, now you've shifted this much. And it's massive by just doing one thing, and you started off with your running, 1,300 days ago by doing one run. And, I remember when I did my, weight loss journey a long time ago, probably should do that again, actually. Remind me, Luke. But anyway, when I did my weight loss journey back in 2015, it was a 12-week challenge. But I just set myself 84 individual goals each and every day. I knew on that day exactly what I needed to do, and I smashed it out of the park. And the next day I did that, and I did that, and I did it for 84 days in succession. So just go back to today. I want to write stuff down. I want to prioritize what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to pick off the top thing and just do that thing.
It's amazing that people don't realize the achievements that they do have. Those small little things, and how grateful we need to be of those small little steps that we do take.
Well, it's called gratitude. You touched on it, Luke. It's all about gratitude, creating an attitude of gratitude. What we tend to do, mate, is we tend to focus on the things we haven't got. So if we sit here and focus on all the stuff we haven't got, and we sit here and focus on all come from a position of lack, well, that feels like shit. That's not a good way to start your day. If you start your day off going, well, I haven't done this or I haven't got this, well, then you're starting off from behind the start line before you even get out of bed. Versus if you flip your whole thinking around and go, don't BS yourself, right? So if you're not where you want to be, that's cool. But what are the great things you've got? And focus on all the wonderful things you've got. Now, all of a sudden, your heart starts to open up. You start to feel better about things. You have a better frame of mind for the day, and you can get on and achieve whatever it is that you want to. But far too many people, the majority of people, come from a position of lack, come from a position of I haven't done or I haven't got.
What about Ken says, my motto is work hard, holiday harder. That's my reward.
Great. And that's awesome. And they're the things. And so, again, this is an individual thing, right? Where if that's what works for you, Ken, hey, that's awesome, right? And it's about all of us finding out and figuring out what's the thing that's going to work for us.
Yeah, it's, having that focus all the time, like, using Ken's example there is I'm working each day so that in July, when I go on that holiday, I'm going to really enjoy it. I'm really looking forward to it. And I think that could be another thing for people. What are you actually looking forward to? If you're in an overwhelm about work and life and this and that and what are you actually looking forward to? So looking forward to something like that reward, like that holiday, whatever it might be, can put you in a better space when you are doing those tasks, when you are checking off those lists. So that can be an important one, Tony.
Well, it's because it's in front of us. So it's having something in front of us that's pulling us towards it. It's a bit like a North Star. It pulls us to. It's a goal. It's exactly a goal. So you may have a really challenging job, And you may not like going to your job, but in order to get you through that, what's that thing in front of you that I'm working towards? You know, this job, whatever, blah, blah, my boss, whatever. But you know what? This job gives me some income, which leads me to go and have a holiday or whatever the important thing is. But take it to also from an exercise point of view. You talk about the fact that when you do your running, even though you have tough days, you think about the end, getting to the 7Ks, hitting that finish line, the feeling of euphoria, the great feelings you have. So even though you had the lack of sleep last night, and you get up, and I imagine perhaps early on the legs may have felt a bit heavy, and you would have preferred to have a bit more sleep, but the end is what is in front of you that's driving you to accomplishment.
That's exactly right. Tony, as we wrap it up today, what would you like to say to as a final thought around Overwhelm?
What I'd like to say is get it out of your head, put it down on a piece of paper, get it down and get it right, be like a panel beater, bang it into shape, and then just do one thing.
One thing.
Just one thing. That's it. Just do one thing. If you do one more today than you did yesterday, you have progressed. And that is awesome, and that needs to be celebrated.
Yeah, Tony. Ken says a mini end game for him in terms of reward and holiday. Well, hopefully everyone's banging it on like Tony is banging it on today on Sunday.
I love it.
I'll say
on that note, good on you, mate. Enjoy the Gold Coast. Enjoy your conference as well.
Yeah,
it sounds like it'll be a lot of fun.
Think about your mindset on this Sunday. Get ready for the week, and focus on those rewards rather than the overwhelm. Bye.